Hi, thanks for tuning in. I am Cecilia Manella, and I hop on here every single week and chit chat about some mental health wellness. And this is Coffee Talk Thursday. So today I'm going to chat about the victim triangle, or some people call it the drama triangle. So whatever that is, victim or drama triangle, if you haven't heard of it before, this is going to be very, very helpful for you. It's important to know these things around communication. So we often have relationships with people where we feel that we're being roped in or sucked in or pulled into certain roles with people. And we walk away feeling a bit confused and not really sure what's happening. So this will help you understand some communication styles where we get roped into. And when I say we, I mean all of us. I get roped into it too as well. So knowing about how this victim triangle actually works will help you see when you're being kind of pulled into a certain role in communication, and also then how to step out of it. So to know the victim triangle, so just want you to imagine a triangle, and at the top of the triangle, we're going to put the label of victim. So when someone in communication is taking on a victim stance, so they are feeling victimized, or they're a bit of woe is me, or they're making it all about themselves in that way, it's kind of at the top around the triangle. On the other edge of the triangle, the other corner of the triangle, we will label that enabler. So, and then the other opposite corner of the triangle would be prosecutor or aggressor. So what's important to understand about this triangle is that in these three roles, whoever takes one of the roles, the other person only has the other option of the other two roles. So for example, if someone takes on a victim role, so that can be kind of passive aggressive in communication, or somebody who's in taking ownership for their behavior, it sometimes leaves you in a position of either being an enabler of it or being an aggressor of it. So an enabler would be somebody who is trying to fix the situation or takes responsibilities for things that aren't theirs to actually own, apologizes for things that they're not responsible for. So the enabler, what they do is they hustle really hard to make the situation okay and go back to this like peaceful place. So peacemakers. The aggressor or prosecutor is somebody who typically will push back a little bit on the person who's a victim, maybe hold them accountable to certain things. And so they just get labeled as aggressive and like, oh, you're being like super intense and you're being super aggressive. And then you can walk away feeling like, I don't really sure what just happened here, because I just had a conversation. Now I feel like I'm the person who is the bully. And it doesn't really make a lot of sense. So I want you to understand that the triangle functions that way. And that whenever you feel yourself pulled into communication and you all of a sudden feel yourself enabling in some sort of way, or being labeled as the aggressor in a communication, I want you to really think about what is actually happening. Or if people have given you feedback that communicating with you is really difficult, that they feel like they're constantly having to, rescue you in some sort of way, or that they feel they can't really say anything because it's always aggressive, you might want to look in the mirror and ask yourself if you're taking on a victim stance. If you are taking on a stance where you're always the one that's hard done by, and are you taking accountability for your own behavior or not? And so this method of understanding communication is really, really vital, because it allows you the ability to step out of it. So if you have someone in your life where you feel like you're pulled into this triangle way of communication, the way to respond to it is through assertiveness. So what does that mean? Assertiveness means clear communication, and clear is kind. I really want you to understand that. So beating around the bush is not really helpful. Being very clear in a gentle way is really important. Say what you mean and mean what you say. Don't, try to get to something but not really saying something because you don't want to hurt someone's feelings, or trying to just like make it better even though you don't really believe what you're saying is not really helpful. Being assertive is about being clear with what you mean and what you say. And with clear, assertive communication also comes some boundaries. So the other person may interpret it as being aggressive or not really fulfilling their needs. But this is more about how you feel about the communication that you're having. So when you step outside of the triangle, the chaos of that sits over here and you can stand over here. And you don't have to be roped into that chaos or be sucked into that chaos. which is really important. So number one is you need to identify when you're being pulled into it. And number two, you need to step out of it by being really clear with yourself and being really clear in your communication. And third, if you find it really difficult to step out of that triangle, sometimes what's the best is to get some space, which is, I'll get back to you. I don't have time to chat about this right now. Let me really think about it, to give you some time to process and figure out where you stand with it. So I hope this was helpful, and you can take this into learning into some of your relationships. Have a great day.